Yep,
So
and looks
here we
like
go.
we're getting into the race here. Race 2, match 2, if you will. Of course, runners going left because that is how you play the game.
Well, they could go right, but then don't have super missiles to get through that door, so they'd have to turn around pretty darn quick.
Yeah, it is possible though. If you really want to go right, you can go check out the scenery. Not much to see though.
Both doing a nice moonfall to get down.
I'm actually really excited for this one because I think Kishmo is kind of underrated in terms of his skill in Rando. Like I think he's really good at the game. I think he has a 44 any percent, something like that. But he's actually, I mean, obviously he's in semis, so he's got to be at least a decent Rando runner. But I think he's really good, and I'm excited to see if he can turn it around here in match 2.
Oh, certainly if we want to see a match 3, which would be nice and fun to see a match 3.
Looks like we've got Wave Beam here in the ceiling.
And to recap a little bit of these guys, this is the semifinals. Ponk beating Maniacal in round of 16, and then beating Rasu in the quarterfinals to get here. Kishmo beating Scotty in the round of 16, and then beating Lenifis in the quarterfinals to get here. All very good runners. Nobody in the top 16 is, everyone in the top 16 is really, really good. These two, no exception. And yeah, I think you're right. Kishmo is a little bit underrated. I think he kind of snuck in. I don't mean snuck in the sense of barely getting in. I mean snuck in under the radar.
Yep. And so to talk about this match here, both minor items, both alpha and beta missiles, were vanilla missiles. So the runners are still going to be on the hunt for power bombs and super missiles. It also means whatever's at Bomb Chorizo needs to be able to break bomb blocks. So either bombs, speed booster, screw attack. We'll see which one it is.
And if it's bombs, we even get a bomb chorizo fight, so we don't get to see those very often.
Yeah. They have plenty of missiles to just kill Bomb Chorizo real quick in that situation. Especially with Wave Beam, it actually does pretty good damage. It's a little bit awkward. Obviously, you don't really practice fighting Bomb Chorizo with this kind of loadout, but it is faster for whatever that's worth.
Okay, looks like Kish is going to be the first to show us the item there.
It is going to be
Speed booster.
Honestly, I feel like that's normally what it would give in this situation. Feels like it gives Speed Booster to break those blocks a lot, which I'm not complaining. Speed Booster is a fun item to have.
Yeah, Speed Booster does seem to come up a lot. I see bombs a lot too. I don't get to see the screw attack as often, I feel like.
Yeah, there's some fun tech at the early in the run with screw attack, namely the getting the Ron Papil missiles. There's Spring Ball, by the way, another fun item to have.
Spring Ball is a great item.
That screw attack trick to get the second missile behind the French Star Reserve is pretty fun, but it's never, or I wouldn't say never, it's happened a couple times, but it feels like it's not useful very often.
It actually hasn't happened in an actual league race yet, but it could. It could be your only super missiles. Your only.
I think it happened once, right?
It actually didn't. The in the race I believe you're talking about, it turned out there was missiles available, or whichever the minor they were looking for was available beneath Mother Brain, and hadn't been checked.
Oh, I'm talking about the one with the Scarsnick, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, I am mistaken then. Sorry.
No, a lot of people thought that was the case, so you're not the only one.
Unfortunately, Kishmo shot an extra missile, so he's gonna have to farm another one to open the door. We'll just get the super missiles up here.
Oh my god, gravity suit already.
Hey, and power bombs. So this little area here was pretty stacked. looks like.
Yeah, well, supers, their first power bombs, and the gravity suit. So just to point out, the gravity suit location here is a new one. The gravity suit previously couldn't be in, I believe, any part of Brinstar except Waterway and the X-ray locations. Something that was a holdover from the total randomizer and changed in the logic in the Varia website and transposed onto the seeds that we have for the league. But don't be calling this free yet. We have not seen Varia suit.
Ooh, Kishmo not quite getting the reverse mock ball out of the insert room name here. So Ponk gonna take a slight lead. Nothing significant yet, of course, but it is a lead nonetheless.
And just an E-tank, but it's their first one, so need to pick up a few of those.
Yep, Ponk gonna go in this room and pick up the super missile. I'm personally not a fan of that item. I feel like it's 2 door transitions and an item fanfare. I don't know if it's worth, but a lot of people do it anyways, so maybe I'm the one that's wrong.
I don't think it's a right or wrong in that case. I think the value in it is that it's so early, and it is, you know, very quick beyond the door transitions. On the other hand, skipping it is not likely going to hurt you.
Yep, but either way, Kishmo gonna retake the slight lead since he did not pick up the item. Ponk also gonna check this minor item. Unfortunately, it's just a missile, but he is gonna pick it up. And luckily, Kishmo remembered he had Wave Beam. Did not quite get the Morph Ball under the gate there, but still, not gonna need to do any shenanigans with the gate glitch.
Ponk getting the Morph Ball. That's not as easy as Ponk made it look, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty tricky, for sure. It's a very tight movement. So we'll see. There's a couple more items they can check. They can check both Charge Beam and Waterway since they have Power Bombs and Speed Booster. There's Spazer Beam. Looks like Kishmo is gonna skip it for now, at least.
He might pick it up on the way out. I mean, it is a beam. It is an upgrade. They don't have plasma yet. We'll see if either one decides to skip. But you never know whether you're actually going to get plasma.
Oh, Kishmo didn't actually think he got the short charge there, so he backed out of it. But he's okay. There's another E-tank. Not too bad.
Yeah, and actually that third E-tank is pretty significant. We're going to get to the X-ray check. And I'm not sure... Ponk will almost always do the early X-ray check with or without grapple and space jump. So I suspect we'll see him do it here, but if his E-tanks were low enough, he might consider not. I think he likes to do it with at least 2, but now he's got 3, so I see no reason why he'd skip it.
Alright, yeah, both of the runners gonna pick up Spazer on their way out. I don't know. Never actually seen people pick it up on the way out rather than just grab it. I don't know which one's faster, but either way, they both decided they want the Spazer Beam. So, we're gonna see double Spazer action.
This is, of course, the weird beam combination that doesn't divide evenly into all the boss fights. The 210 damage if they get charge beam. Ponk's still picking up more miners. Kish gonna be banking more on finding that charge beam, it looks like.
Yeah, like I talked about, Ponk he picked up quite a few more miners, actually. Besides just the one at Edecoons, he picked up the top of Big Pink, and then the tube missiles. Actually, Ponk isn't gonna do an early X-ray check.
That surprises me. If he had 2 E-tanks or 1 E-tank, that wouldn't surprise me, but with 3, I am a little surprised he's skipping it.
Yeah, and Gravity. Of course, Gravity doesn't actually protect against spike damage in the randomizer logic, but it does protect against the little enemies, which isn't really significant, but
Yeah, I think
it
it'll
is
just
slightly
tend to
less
like
damage.
2.
Either way, he decided he didn't want to do that for whatever reason. Maybe just didn't feel confident in practice. Who knows? Both gonna break the tube before entering Meridia, hoping they find Varia at either Kraid or Upper Norfair, so they can just do the, I guess, technically optimal route through the game, KR DP. Kishmo paused there, not sure what happened. I think he might not have realized he picked up high jump, so he was turning off speed booster, but then realized he didn't need to do that.
If they don't find Charge Beam, Punk's going to have a big advantage here, having already picked up 25 super missiles.
Yeah, Kishmo debated on picking up that last super. I guess he wanted to wait to see if he got power bomb drops from Kraid, since if he used that and didn't get a power bomb, he would be kind of stuck in this little area until he could farm a power bomb from those bugs after Kraid.
Punk's going to need to get a power bomb drop from Kraid. He's got none. It's not a soft lock. You can get power bombs from those bugs. They drop at about 2%, so it could be a long wait, but it's pretty rare that you don't get at least one power bomb drop from Kraid, so we'll see what happens here.
I mean, I've been in situations where, not necessarily Kraid, but Fantoon just didn't drop power bombs, and that is actually a soft lock.
That is a soft lock, so yeah. Oh, and standing up for Ponk is Kraid.
Yep. The reward for Kishmo's reward for not standing up Kraid is nothing but a measly E-tank, but he'll take it. He also has full power bombs now, so he's safe to go pick up that item, the super missile. Ponk got exactly one power bomb,
which means he's gonna actually need to farm another one to get out. Oh no, that's just exactly what he needs. One is good.
Yeah, he just needs one.
He just needs one. And he already got those super missiles, so that doesn't matter.
So this race has actually been really close so far. Both of the runners have taken slight leads over each other, kind of back and forth. Pretty excited to see how this turns out.
Oh, and screw attack.
Yeah, screw attack, kind of the luxury item.
Oh, absolutely.
It's pretty nice. Makes Lower Norfair and Meridia especially a lot easier, since the enemies there do a lot of damage and take a lot of shots.
But like you said, it is the luxury item. There really isn't any place where you absolutely need it unless it's that item that gets you past bomb chorizo.
So actually, both our runners are going straight into Meridia here.
Oh.
This isn't a bad call. I kind of like it since they both have speed booster and can full clear Meridia.
Yeah, I hope we don't see any plasma or shack tool checks. But if they do, this sort of loop that you can do where you go Mama Turtle to Bot Wound to Dragon, then back down the sand pit. I think that's a pretty good optimal route to do here.
Kishmo lost a bunch of time trying to get the short charge to get those missiles, the mainstream missiles. Not sure.
Oh, and we might
Varia. Okay.
Well, that's going to change everything.
Yep. I imagine from here, both of our runners are going to be going straight down. Ponk even getting another power bomb pack, so that's nice. Especially without bombs, helps not getting soft locked in Lower Norfair.
With one power bomb pack, they'd have been fine because they can save a few power bombs on the way out with screw attack, speed booster, and spring ball. All save you a little bit. If they didn't have any of those items, then you would need 2 power bombs packs, because if you're only using power bombs to get out, you need 6.
Yep, they will have to be, or Kishmo will have to be conscious that he enters Wasteland with full power bombs, because otherwise he won't actually be able to make it all the way through. Unless Power Bombs of Shame is another pack, which isn't something you want to rely on.
No, not at all. Be interesting to see if either one of these guys do a lot of checks in regular Norfair. Upper
Well,
Norfair.
I think Kishmo will because his ammo is looking a little bit sketchier than Ponk. Whereas Ponk, as soon as he gets another super pack, is going to be fine. Technically, he can fight Ridley right now, but it's a little bit sketchy.
Oh,
And
there's
there's a
that super
super
pack.
there. We got some sync. That was nice.
Ponk picking up the E-Tech, Kish skipping it.
Yep, Kishimo confident in his health, has plenty to finish the game. So just gonna skip that extra one at high jump. And interestingly, Kishimo actually skipped that missile as well. So he is continuing to skip minors, banking on finding charge beam.
I think Punk's gonna head straight over to Lower Norfair, and if he still needs stuff coming out, he will check on his way out. Kish gonna go ahead and check the ice beam at the very least.
I wonder if we see Kishimo doing the southern route
Could be.
to Lower Norfair. Or maybe just checking Croc, one of the two. Looks like Ponk is just gonna go straight to Lower Norfair, like you said.
Right now, the only thing Punk really would want is either more super missiles for eventual chargeless or charge beam. Anything else would, ice beam would be nice. He doesn't necessarily need it. One more power bomb pack, and he can do Turian without having to worry about refills.
Well, Kishmo is in fact going this way. We have yet to see if he's going to. There's another power bomb pack. Of course, he wants that. Only having one, but we'll have to see where he goes from here. If he decides to go to Crocomire or just straight to Lower Norfair.
It looked like Ponk was forgetting he had the high jump boots, because that looked more like a high jumpless gravity jump. But either way, he's in.
Yeah, Kishmo is just going the southern route. Unfortunately, just rewarded with an E-Tank, so loses his slightly to Ponk. This really shows like the little things that most people don't really think about when doing rando and how much they actually affect you, since like you see Kishmo not picking up near as many minor items, and that actually put him in a pretty nice lead before he checked Ice Beam. So that kind of stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah, Punk having a little. Oh, there we go. He was having a little bit of trouble with that green gate glitch. That's such a touchy little trick.
Ooh. Kishmo went for the Lava Spark, but unfortunately with Screw Attack, he Screw Attacked through the Namahe Flame.
Yeah,
Got
and
a little
Kish
bit trolled there.
showing the gravity jump with high jump boots is much easier. And remember to turn gravity back on.
Here's a nice little trick to get out of the Screw Attack room. You can just, with high jump and Screw Attack and Speed Booster, you can just make that jump straight up. But yeah, Kishmo is still gonna want one more super pack, ideally.
I actually don't. I'm not sure he has enough without at least something.
So Kishmo is actually not even checking the Screw Attack item. That's really interesting. I mean, obviously it's going to be worth it. It's just X-Ray, but he has no way of knowing that, so he's making a pretty big gamble here that it's not Charge Beam.
Yeah, we'll see if the X-Ray pickup is good for Ponk. It depends on whether we see Charge and Plasma. I don't think we're going to need to see any X-Ray climbing shenanigans here, although Ponk is more than capable of doing that if he wanted to.
Yeah, speaking of gamble, Kishmo also not picking up Mickey Mouse Missile. He's gonna be really low on ammo entering Ridley. I'm actually really interested. Okay, he's gonna check the Fire Fleas. I'm not surprised by this. Hopefully for his sake, it's Charge Beam. No, that is not Charge Beam.
Yeah, and he does have enough with this item, well, he'd have to rely on hitting a lot of double hits with those power bombs.
Kishmo, he is on the hunt for some ammo.
Yeah, he's actually checking these extra spots.
I don't like this. I feel like he could have just checked, you know, something like Mickey Mouse. Like I said, he just kind of walked past that. But oh well, he's doing something at least.
Yeah, but this is why, you know, even like you talked about earlier when he skipped the ammo spot at Edicoon's and Ponk in. It's just that early, let's get up to 30 supers or get close to Ridley ammo, essentially. That's why, you know, that I think that's one of the reasons why that spot is checked a lot. And Kishmo has been skipping a lot of those ammo items.
Yep. Ponk did not quite enter with full supers, only having 28, but I don't think he's missed any yet, so he's going to be fine. He's got plenty of missiles and even a few power bombs to make up for it. So with this, it would be all of his supers and then 12 missiles if he hit everything. And it looks like Ridley is dead.
Very nice Ridley fight. Ponk in general just does a very nice job of keeping Ridley in that pogo pattern, so it makes it very easy to go ahead and use those missiles and those super missiles.
Yeah, Ponk, of course, a good RBO runner. You kind of need to know Ridley manipulation for that, because it's pretty tough. Maybe the hardest part of the run.
Yeah, that timer going off as your energy drains makes it a much harder Ridley fight than usual.
And yeah, Kishmo actually checked PBs of Shame, and it was vanilla power bombs, so he is still not fantastic on ammo.
Yeah, he will need to use those power bombs. 15 missiles not enough to supplement the missing 5 supers.
Yeah, I believe the
30.
power bombs, if they double hit, do 400.
Yep, that's right.
So,
he would need 30 missiles to make up for the 5 supers, so he's going to have to hit with he's going to have to hit with the power bombs quite a bit to get through this.
Yeah, so what's that? He needs 1,500 damage from power bombs, I think. So that's optimally 4 double hits, but that's still not fantastic ammo.
No. Plus, he's having to farm up just to get to that point, which Ponk was able to avoid.
Yeah, so Ponk taking a commanding lead for really the first time this race.
I do like that Kish is starting off with those power bombs. When you have to end with power bombs, it makes it much more difficult to gauge whether you're defeated Ridley or not. Also, that enrage. I don't know if they did either. But also with the enragement that Ridley tends to get when power bombs hit him, it's a little less of a thing when he's in that first half of the fight, before he turns that pink color. Once he turns pink, he's a little more all over the place.
Yeah, you see Kishmo needs to take this fight so much more careful than Ponk did. So this is going to be much slower. And yeah, he's going to use a couple more power bombs, it looks like, just to make sure.
And Ponk on the chargeless plan, it looks like, picking up that 3rd power bomb pack now that he will have enough for Turian without having to worry about refills if we don't see Ice Beam.
Yep. There's still a lot of ammo to check. Of course, all of early Meridia with beach supers, or all the beach minor items. There's 3, 2 at Aqueduct, a few more scattered around, and then all of the ones early in Wrecked Ship, plus top of Red Tower, that's another 3.
Yep.
So there's a good amount of ammo to pick up for Ponk. And Kishmo is having trouble getting Ridley to pogo. There's our first reserve tank of the match, actually.
Ponk says no. A lot of times you'll see him pick up those reserve tanks, but not usually this late with this many energy tanks.
I'm starting to get a little bit worried about Kishmo. I don't know how close to death Ridley is, but
yeah,
Ridley is actually avoiding these power bombs. That's kind of a rare sight, since his AI to do so is not exactly fantastic. Alright, so Kishmo Is Ridley dead? Ridley does not look dead.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't think Kishmo saved anywhere, unless I missed it.
I don't think he saved anywhere either.
And indeed he did not. But he starts over.
That's...
Well,
well,
it is the right thing to do to go ahead and start over. Ponk very rarely saves himself. So Kishmo knows that if Ponk doesn't make a huge mistake, there's no way he wins this. But everybody makes mistakes, including Ponk. So if something happens and Ponk has to reset himself, then we might still have a race.
yeah, I guess. But obviously I don't want to say anything too early, but this is definitely shaping up to be Ponk moving on to the finals here. Even getting bombs, not really helpful, but would have appreciated that in lower Norfair, maybe.
We might see Kish either skipping more items or maybe picking up more super missiles.
I wonder if we see him go full clear Meridia before going down the lower Norfair.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of doing something a little bit different.
Yep, even could full clear upper Norfair, maybe go to Croc, which we actually see Ponk going to Crocmire, it looks like. Or maybe just farming, I'm not sure.
Well, again, the one thing Ponk's looking for is Charge Beam.
Is he looking for Charge Beam? He might just be, like, committed to ammo. In which case, yeah.
I should say, let me rephrase that. He needs ammo or Charge Beam to finish the game. So if he were to go down to Croc to check the major items there, obviously he'd want the Charge Beam. Anything else would just be... Ice Beam would be nice. Plasma is really only useful if you get Charge Beam at this point. Looks like he is going to check Ice. And she'll be disappointed. This is just E-Tank.
Ponk. I guess he just said that, but checking Ice Beam. He did not check this on his way into Norfair, so he gets to do it now. Maybe he'll prove us all wrong and go to Croc after all on his way back from Ice, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, it's two major items. One could be this Charge Beam. There are, I want to say, 3 minor items that he could check there too.
Looks like I think he got it.
Yeah, I think he got it. Yep.
Really nice from Ponk.
Nicely done. That's hard to do without Ice Beam.
Yeah, that is tricky for sure.
It's hard to do with Ice Beam. It's really hard to do without. So. But yeah, the amount of miners... I think if there were more miners in the Croc area, that might be a more enticing play. But the fact that there's only 2 spots, there's still so many places that Charge Beam could be. There's the 6 spots in Meridia. There's 4 spots in the wreck ship. There's Gauntlet. There's the X-ray check, which he didn't do, which is unusual. So just the odds of it being a Croc and the fact that the number of minor items there isn't great.
So we actually saw Kishmo attempting that short charge, which Ponk does second try, actually. Not exactly rewarded with what he wanted, just some power bombs, but...
Right now he wants super missiles.
Get it.
He'll get those crab supers, though. That'll be good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So the minimum amount of ammo you need here is 40 missiles and 60 supers. That does mean you have to refill your missiles to open doors. Ideally, you'd want at least 1 extra of either pack to not have to refill for the doors.
I'm not sure where Kishmo is going here.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's gonna...
He can't make it through Gauntlet, so I'm not sure what he's doing over here.
No, he can't do... Well... Gosh, I don't think he can do Gauntlet. I mean, is there... No, he can. He'd have to... No, he doesn't have the energy for that Shine Spark you need to do.
Yeah, you need like 300 energy-ish, 230, I believe.
Yeah, he'd have to do 2 Shine Sparks. One to break the blocks and the other to actually go through... but yeah, I think you need about 200 something. I think you're right. To actually do the second one.
Yeah, this is desperation and Unfortunately, I have some bad news. It seems Kishmo has, in fact, given up and forfeited from the race.
Yep, he has. That's a shame. I was really hoping he'd just play it out as long as he could. And Kish saying something in SRL that I don't understand because I don't speak German.
Kishmo isn't German, is he?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, we were gonna get a German versus American final no matter what, because Sloters and J-Ro are both American and the other side of the bracket. Looks like we're gonna get Ponk as the German representative. Kish will play again. We do have a third place match.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for Slaughter's J-Ro. I think that's gonna be.
That'll be
I mean,
fun.
I think a lot of people have already penciled in Slaughters as winning the league, but I think J-Ro is really good. But I've been over this already, and maybe I'm just saying that because I lost to J-Ro.
No, like I've said before, nobody in the playoffs is weak, and that includes J-Ro and beating some really good players to get through. The shame of it is we're not going to get a game 3, unfortunately.
Nope. One thing I will say is, considering this is a chargeless seed, Ponk is making really good time.
Oh yeah, he is.
I think. Like, this is shaping up to be like a mid 50 without charge beam, assuming he gets good ammo spots. I'm very surprised Dragon is not dead after that. This should do the trick, and Dragon is down.
Ponk with a blue suit. Let's see what the item is.
Well, he's debating on checking it, or maybe just typing
I think he's typing a lot. Oh, that's Ice Beam, so that'll make his life easier.
That is definitely a nice item to have. Some would call it a nice beam.
Gonna do a gravity jump out of here so as to preserve his blue suit. And gets the reverse happy with it. Okay, I think we're gonna get a sandpit check next. More missiles.
Yep, that puts him at 40 missiles, so he can get through with 40-60, which is technically the minimum ammo you would want. Could also end up at 55-55, one of the two. And actually, Honk is going to check the sandpit.
Yep. There's one ammo item here if the sandpit major is not useful.
Yeah, it could be charge beam, and it
It's
is
not.
not.
I think that's just a regular missile, and he's just gonna walk away from it.
Yep.
Yeah, picking up extra missiles at this point is a good idea, except if you have to spend a lot of time to get there, and getting through those sand pits is just a pain, so I don't blame him for skipping that one. We'll probably see him do the red tower item checks, and then there's several items in the early wreck ship area that he can check, pick those up. And there's always the back of Gauntlet. And doing the green gate glitch. I'm not sure how many misses it takes before it'd be faster just to go the normal route and not do a gate glitch there, but he gets through fairly quickly.
So running the messages in SRL through elite translation software, aka Google Translate. Seems like they're just talking about how the weather was nice. So Ponk, I don't think he actually checked the beach miner items.
He did not.
So, I mean, he's still got plenty. Like I said, he's got 3 here at Alpha and Beta power bombs. A few in wreck ship. He can even go to Gauntlet if he's not confident after the ship.
Yeah, and plus there's the power bombs in the criteria area he could go to as well. So there's lots of places he can pick up miners.
Indeed. So he's definitely got options.
At this point, he needs 2 more super packs to be go mode, though. Anything else would be just extra.
Yep, 2 more super packs or 1 super pack and 2 missiles. Hey, this room is pretty nice with screw attack, I will say that.
Oh, yeah. There's another super pack, just 1 more and he'll be ready. 3 more, actually 2 more missile packs will put him at enough. Although again, that would essentially put him at that same, you need to refill after opening all the doors situation that a 40-60 count would give you.
I am a little bit worried about his health entering Fantoon. He should be fine,
Yeah.
but it's not ideal for sure.
I mean, he does new route, so you'd have a little more energy in this, but you'd have no suits, so... And there's that last super pack he needs.
Yep, that is go mode. We'll see if he picks up any extra ammo just to be safe, but he doesn't need anything else.
There's a couple more easy spots. You could check down here, and he looks, maybe not. You could have checked that ocean spot. And then there's the ammo pack in the early wreck ship that you can check before you activate the ship by killing Fantoon.
If he is going to check anything else, I would expect it to be the left side supers, the super missiles you would traditionally get in any percent.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll see if he does that on his way out. But for now, not going to check the missiles, just going to go straight to Fantoon.
Yeah, like we said, this is a little bit low energy, but still, he's got both suits. This is so essentially he's better off than he would be in a typical new route any percent run.
That is true. It looks like he has low health, but he's not going to take very much damage from Fantoon. Only 10 a hit, which is very manageable.
And he's got screw attack.
Just needs to make sure he doesn't jump into any Fantoon when he opens his eye. That was a really nice second Doppler, but not quite enough. And there we go, pretty nice 3-round from Ponk. Nice and safe.
given that his opponent forfeited, I suppose it's possible that he might go ahead and check the right side supers on the off chance that's charge beam. But he's got the ammo to finish up Mother Brain, so I don't know that that's going to be worth the time.
I guess we shall see. Well, he is going to at least check the left side supers. It's just a missile, but he's going to pick it up just to be safe.
Yeah, and actually I think that's pretty smart because frankly, hitting all your missiles on Mother Brain 1 I think is a little trickier than hitting all your supers on Mother Brain 2. Because you have the turrets.
I would have to agree with you there for sure.
I mean, it's pretty rare that unless you really take your time and are careful, it's very hard to not at least miss a couple of those missiles with those turrets shooting all over the place. I'm just gonna check one more spot here. And extra super pack. Now he's really good to go.
Yeah, now there is no way. I don't want to say no way he messes this up, but there's no way he messes this up.
He is going to have to take a refill of the ship. There's no way the Metroid drops are going to get him up to 65 supers, so...
Yeah, but I imagine he's been in this situation before. He's done chargeless. I doubt he's going to make a mistake like that. And yep, you see him going straight to the ship.
Probably won't save, though.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Nope. Doesn't save.
So you can actually just hit B there instead of moving the cursor over to no and then hitting A. There's a slight optimization for any of you wanting to skip the save there.
I need to try doing that because I have a bad habit of saving by accident when I don't mean to. I feel like it's much better to just to go ahead and save at the end of Turian if you feel like you need a save rather than saving at the ship.
I mean, personally, I would say since you're already going by the ship, or since you're already refilling in the ship, I would say that save, while it maybe doesn't save as much time if you die to Mother Brain, I feel like it makes more sense. Just you don't have to go to an extra room to save, but it's
that's true.
Different mindset, I guess.
It's just so rare that people die in the Metroid rooms.
That is true. We'll see if Ponk decides to do a safety save, but I
don't see it.
Like you said, I highly doubt it. That one Metroid dropped 4 supers. You see that?
You didn't pick them all up, though.
No, but those are...
pretty good drops, yeah.
Yeah, everyone who runs any percent is a little bit jealous at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not being real cautious with those supers. I mean, he's got extra, so he can afford to not be super cautious. Let's see what he does with these. Oh, it gets to 64. Okay, so he's still got 4 leeway on Mother Brain 2. That's more than enough.
Yep. Well, I imagine he's going to use supers for the doors since he doesn't need to go back and refill.
Yeah. That's a good point, too.
So
that'll still give him one. That'll still give him a super leeway, so...
Yeah, a super
plus
and a few missiles.
Yeah, whatever missiles he has left.
Yeah, if he does Mother Brain 1 optimally, he'll have 14 missiles, which can make up 4 supers.
Yep.
So he's fine, is basically what we're trying to say here.
Yep.
Yeah, since he didn't get Baby Skip, he might just missile the first door and then refill
that's
his
a good
missiles.
point, too. That's always a good strategy.
So that would give him another super of leeway.
Yep, there it is.
He thought about it. Decided taking the refill was the best course of action, though.
And of course, not enough E-tanks and no charge beam means no stand-up glitch.
Well, he doesn't have enough energy anyways.
Yep. no, not enough energy. No charge beam. We have seen runners do the stand-up glitch without charge beam. And theoretically, if you do the positioning of mother brain, of the baby correctly, it can save like a second, I guess. But he doesn't have the ammo for it. Oh,
There it goes.
Had a little bit of trouble, but gets through. I know he's learned. I've known Punk has learned to do the down back step skip, but it looks like he is not ready to implement that in a race situation yet.
I mean, is this still a race situation? He knows
I know, right? And this would be
other
the ideal
racer.
time. This would be the ideal time to try it, but it doesn't feel like trying it here. Okay, so you can miss 6 supers.
Yep, 6 supers and then a missile after that.
Yep.
And if he misses that much, then I will be genuinely shocked.
Same.
I'd be surprised if he misses any, really.
Here comes the ketchup. Right when it should come, so he hasn't missed any so far. Ketchup coming just as Mother Brain is above 75% damage. So at 14 missiles left.
Yep, and that is Mother Brain 2 down.
Yeah, no problem whatsoever.
And I want to say again how crazy this time is for Ponk. That's
Be really good.
This is gonna be like a 50, like a high 50 without charge beam. That is really good.
Yeah, I don't think he can sub 50 quite anymore, but he's gonna get pretty close.
Yeah, it is fairly close, but not quite.
And we know he's gonna save the animals, so that's gonna add some time to it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. I didn't account for that in my math. So maybe it's gonna be closer to a 51. Either way, it's really good.
And down goes the baby. For the umpteenth time in this game. Samus is so angry, she's just gonna wail on Mother Brain 3 and end it.
I gotta say, the baby cutscene is slightly less impactful the umpteenth time I've seen it. But, you know.
And all that's left is the escape.
So actually, yeah, I think this is going to be a 50 regardless of if he saves the animals or not. He's actually on better pace than I expected. Thought this was going to be a higher 50, but...
Still going to be a very good time.
Yeah, it is. Regardless, a very good time. It might have been a sub 50 if he had like a perfect escape. See if he goes for it. Not anymore. You know, he doesn't go for it anyways. It's Ponk after all.
Yep, very well known for saving the animals.
he is going to. I am not in the SRL anymore.
I'll
How
get
that happened. He's gonna finish in first. Spoilers. Oh, I marked him done, but he's not actually done yet. Hold on. He
Showing us
memed when I looked away.
Looks like he's practicing the escape that you use for RBMBO. You've already beaten all the bosses. Too late to go reverse. So, for those who don't know, RBMBO starting with Mother Brain, then working your way backwards through Ridley and on down, including mini bosses.
I thought that looked good, but I guess not.
Has to use X-ray at least once. It's his favorite item after all. And there we go. He's done with an official SRL time of 51:23. GG to Ponk.
Yeah. GG. We'll see if we
There he is.
he wants to come in for an interview. Oh, looks like
Already
he
there. Hey, Ponk, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
So, I'm not sure what to say about that seed. It was fairly straightforward.
Yeah, was fun, I guess. I liked the route I did. It worked out pretty nicely, except for the charge, but it was enough ammo, so whatever.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kishmo skipped a lot of ammo early on, so he had a little sketchier Ridley fight, and eventually didn't. We're not sure. We think Ridley was dead, but he managed to get caught in the wrong way. So
Yeah, you said something about Ridley on SRL. I figured something like this happens.
So moving on, either to face Sloters or J-Ro. What do you think of that?
I think I already had this situation once in my life. So I'm excited. Looking forward to this. Playoffs went pretty well so far. So I'm just looking forward to the final.
And let's put you on the spot. Who do you want to face?
I kind of want to face both of them.
It doesn't work that way.
I feel like J-Ro I want to face because I've only ever played him once in a tournament, and that was in my very first tournament, and he just absolutely destroyed me. So that would be like my first ever rematch.
So that's a 100% tournament.
Yeah, and Sloters I just want to beat. I just want to meet in the final because I want to beat Sloters in the final. I feel like that would be pretty cool, but I'm fine with either. It's gonna be hard either way. I'm well aware that the final is gonna be by far the hardest match that I had so far in this entire thing. So, we'll see. Whatever happens will happen.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a fun final, and we're going to have a third place game for Kishmo, so that'll be fun to watch between him and whoever loses the J-Ro Sloters match. So that'll also be a fun one to watch. Okay, so let's see where our missing stuff was. Charge Beam was at the right supers. You could have gotten it so easily.
I mean, at that point, wouldn't
No,
have said...
I don't disagree with you skipping it, but oh my god, and Plasma Beam was at the reserve tank, so there you go. Rex Chip had all the beam stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, the seed was strange routing wise. Like, it was definitely the right call to do crate first.
Oh yeah.
And Meridia. But I don't know, Charge Beam was just awkward. But yeah.
Where did Charge Beam ended up being? I didn't look.
Right, yeah, right side supers in the wreck ship, so like the one quick item there.
That is a bit unfortunate.
Although in the end, I think it's actually faster to do 60 supers and charge Ice Wave Spazer, so you didn't really
true.
lose anything there.
Yeah,
Plasma
especially
Beam.
without stand-up E-tanks. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Plasma was available there too, but going all the way up to the reserve tank, like no one wants to do that. But yeah, I guess if someone had chosen to do wreck ship first, getting those might have been some sort of advantage. But I don't know. I think still going down first is probably the right play. Punk's
Well,
showing off one
all
thing.
right. Thanks a lot for commentating, and yeah, I'll see you in the finals.
Absolutely.
Make sure to check out the other semifinals match on Easter Sunday if
Yeah.
you're awake at that time.
I know it's a tough one for you to be awake for. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern time. J-Ro versus Floaters. We're going to play all 3 of those matches. Don't know who's going to be commentating yet. I may be, but we'll hopefully see if we get you other people as well. So we'll see who's going to do that. Either way, it's going to be a great match between 2 great players, and I hope you all tune in for that. In the meantime, let's see what's going on Speed Gaming. Let's see. So next thing on this channel, not till 4 o'clock, is a Link to the Past Randomizer League match at 4 o'clock between Team Kappa and Titans Mitz. Over on Speed Gaming 1, they've got the Ultima Decathlon. And shout out to the Prodigy tournament that should be going on right now on Speed Gaming 4. We got Swap Space versus Hyrule Hero and Blue Plasma Spark versus Magoo. A few of those players were in the Randomizer League, so you can check that out. So lots of good stuff going on the Speed Gaming networks. And if you don't already, make sure you follow these runners. And also my co-commentator and our tracker, Cheaty Face, who does a wonderful job with the tracking. Couldn't get by without him. And also, if you're interested in more about the Randomizer League, you can check out any of the links there. We do stream a lot of our regular season matches, so definitely want to follow that channel for when we start up the regular season again, when we do season 2. But we do have other stuff planned for in the meantime that you should be checking out as well. So lots of stuff going on. Anything else you want to add there, Derp, before I sign us off?
No, not really.
And Ponk, you're still there. So anything else you want to add before we go?
Oh no.
All right. So yeah, thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to the Speed Gaming Network and Mr. Broadstone for setting things up behind the scenes, and to Fiesel and Kekum and Shoyu for helping set up all the Speed Gaming matches for the league. And thank you to Ponk and Kishmo for putting on a good show. And thank you so much for joining me, Derp. Always more fun to do this with a partner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. So that'll do it for us. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be.
See you.